guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about foundation, what foundations I use, and just some basic techniques on how to apply foundation and powder and all that good stuff. So just to start off, of course, before you put on any foundation, there is another very important routine as well, and that is skincare. So I don't know what your skin type is like. I can only speak for what my skin type is like, and every process and routine is going to be different for everyone. I do hope this information will help you. So usually what I like to do, just depending on how my skin is at the time, is I like to go ahead and moisturize my face, or I will put on a primer. Depends on what the time of day it is outside, what kind of weather it's like, how my skin is, where I'm going, honestly, too. So if I want my makeup to stay on absolutely all day long, I might use more of a primer. And really what I want to use a primer for is, just to kind of help, you know, blend out your skin tone and just to erase any pores that you have, and sometimes fine lines. It can keep those at bay. It really just depends on the primer as well. What I like to do lately is I like to actually apply like a collagen cream all over to like fine line areas, and also lotion as well, because my skin is usually pretty oily, but here in the very humid Florida weather, it just gets a little crazy. So I like to do this, and I like to put on my lotion. And I go by a Korean skincare type of regimen and treatment of the face. So I like to first gently place my lotion on, or any products on, and then I like to press them into the skin, because our skin is very, very delicate, honestly. So I like to put that on, and then I like to go in with a treatment, my lotion, and then I like to just put like some collagen products in the areas where I have fine lines, which is really on my forehead and underneath my eyes, because I smile a lot and I also raise my eyebrows a lot. Those are my troubled areas for sure. So I just like to kind of rub it in a little bit, and then I'm just patting it into the skin, so it's really gonna get in there and get soaked in well, and I'm not being too harsh on my skin either. And then just taking my ring finger, which is the best finger to apply anything with underneath your eyes, especially because it just applies the absolute perfect pressure, is like to go underneath my eyes. Usually what I do after I've applied something like this is I like to start going with the brows. That gives me a lot of time for everything that's on my face to really set in, and also primer as well. If I were going to use a primer, then I would allow time for that to just kind of soak in and just be like the perfect, it's just ready to go when I'm applying my foundation. But I'm not going to be doing eyebrows in this video. I'm going to be doing foundation in this video. So I will skip that step for you. So there are really three options that you have for your before pre-foundation, and that is a face mask, lotion and or spot treatment, or primer. Now another thing you could do is you could also do lotion and primer. Depends on the type of person you are, and we're not going to get into that. That is quite complicated. However, those are your three best options for pre-foundation. That's really going to help your skin be the best skin and the best canvas for your foundation. Okay, so while we're letting this moisturizer and all that great stuff sit in and settle in the skin, I am going to go over a few products that I like to use, and brushes and powders and all that really great stuff. So as soon as this is done, we can get right into this. My favorite all-time favorite foundation is L'Oreal True Match. This has been my ride or die since middle school, I think, since I basically started wearing makeup hardcore. This was the OG before there were foundations for pale people like myself. And it's really just come through like for the longest time since middle school, which was like 10 years ago. 10 years. So 10 years. He's been my ride or die. And this is in the shade Warm Porcelain W1, and it's basically like one of the lightest shades. But I really like this because they do have so many shades shades, and they have so many shades that work with your undertones as well, and I think that's really important too. So you can really go in there and just find the perfect shade for you, and it's not a very heavy foundation, it's not something that's too much, and it's not something that's too light. It's just kind of right there in the middle. It's really great for everyday use, so I really like this. This is just amazing. But I've been using the Covergirl Clean Matte 505 Ivory. I really like how lightweight it is. The next one is like, oh, wowie. Foundation is absolutely affordable. I wish I had this foundation when I was character performing. It's amazing. It is very full coverage. And it's WetnWild's Photofocus Foundation. This is in the shade Porcelain Fair. It's the lightest as they come. And when I tell you that it's also cruelty free. Amazing secret weapon if you're character performing, if you're just outside, if you just want a full coverage look on a budget, girl, this is for you. What I like to use to apply my foundation is with the Beauty Blender. This is actually the Ulta Beauty Blender. It was like super cheap. What I also like to use is this little stippling brush. I just recently got a few of these new brushes and they're pretty great. But it's just like it just looks like Lord Farquaad's like haircut. But this is really great too. You can apply your foundation with this, you can stipple it around, whatever. Now my moisturizer, that great stuff, is in. What I'm going to be using today is my Covergirl Clean and Matte, which I just mentioned, and one of the biggest tips that I've actually just recently learned is to make sure to shake up your foundation before you use it, because all of the pigments and everything else will just kind of get settled to the bottom, which makes sense if you think about it, but I never did, so I like to shake it up first, and then I just kind of put it with my Beauty Blender here, and I just have it on the bottom, as you can see, and I just start putting that on my face. I like to just kind of work in small areas first so I can make sure that I'm really blending everything out. I'm just kind of tapping and bringing it in circular motions. I never want to drag my Beauty Blender down, because if you're going to drag it, then you're just going to basically wipe the foundation off of your face. That's really the beauty of the Beauty Blender, is because you're really just pressing it into the skin and you're setting it in place where you want it to be set. Of my nose and my forehead, I'm going to use my little brush here just to give you guys an idea of like how to do that if you're interested in brushes or you want some technique with that as well. So for that, I'm just going to put a little bit of the foundation on the back of my hand. That should be good, not too much. And I'm going to take my little brush here and just kind of dip it, and I'm going to put it into place. And when you're placing your foundation with a stippling brush, especially, again, you're wanting to press the foundation in. If I just go around like this, it's just going to move the foundation where I don't want it, and it's going to put it in places that I don't want, and it's going to look very streaky. But what I just do is just kind of dab and brush, dab and brush as I go. I'm never like fully just brushing it away. Of course, always make sure to get your foundation and bring it all the way down your neck as well, so it is matching. We don't want an orange face, and then whatever that is. After that, of course, is concealer. And my holy grail is Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. This is in the color C1, so it's the lightest shade. And this is an amazing dupe for Shape Tape. And this bad boy is only $8. So as opposed to like, I think 28 that Shape Tape is. This guy is the exact same thing. I've tested the formulas in the store. I've tested it all. This one is literally the exact same thing, but way cheaper, so please save your money. For that, my favorite concealer was the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and this is in the color Fair, like the lightest one. You can just guess, all of my shades are like the lightest. The only thing I don't like about this, and why I've been reaching more for the Conceal and Define by Makeup Revolution, is because this is still pretty dark on my skin. Conceal and Define. Can you see the difference? Yeah, me too. this versus this. It just doesn't really work for me since I'm so pale, as far as like just a regular like everyday kind of concealing type deal. So I'm actually going to go back over top of this. So with your concealer, it also depends on your face shape. But what I like to do is I like to take my foundation down and then up. The reason why I'm going so far down, some of you guys are going to be like, what the heck are you doing? That's not the way to do that. I understand. However, my face is so naturally red and there's so much redness to my skin that I usually do have to conceal all those areas as well. And this is honestly me just compensating for the fact that I didn't use a full coverage foundation. Because I didn't use a full coverage foundation, so I'm making up for that. So you want to bring any concealer, of course this is all up to choice, and put concealer to the top of your forehead, down the bridge of your nose, and a triangle underneath your eyes, and you mostly want to just do it here because you may not have total redness everywhere like I do, so bless you for that. And you can go in with your beauty blender, and I'll show you how you can do that down here. You're just going to tap over it. And tap, tap, tap into place. And as you can see, it's nice and blended out. Or my favorite thing to use lately is a stippling brush, just because I've had this and I've been playing around with it a little bit more. If you were using the beauty blender, of course, you would want to use this little angled side so you can really get in there and then just lightly come in there and dab on it. So, favorite powder I have been using lately is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. It is absolutely awesome. You can use it for all over your face, you can use it to bake, you can use it to, I don't know, everything. It's just really awesome. This is in, of course, the shade Fair. It's the lightest shade that you have, or that they have, and I really love that. And also another one that I use is Covergirl Clean Matte. You're noticing a pattern here. I really just love a good matte finish. What I usually do for my everyday routine is I go in with either a little powder puff or a very thick, big powder little brush. And I first like to go in the areas where I know I'm going to have fine lines. So I want to go in with either a beauty blender or my little stippling brush, and I want to kind of brush away anything that might have kind of gotten in the crease and like creased up while I've been sitting here talking. And I'm using my loose powder. I'm just going to go ahead and set it. I want to set it first so that it's not going to get all creased up and weird and all that great stuff. I might go in with my big fluffy brush, my loose powder, and just start placing it everywhere and really just pressing it into the skin. And of course, whenever you're done putting on your bronzer, putting on your contour, putting on your blush, all that stuff, you do want to set your face with a setting spray. You can find really a lot of these that are very affordable. I love the WetnWild photofocus matte finish. This is absolutely amazing. I love this to death, and I don't think it's more than $5, and it's amazing. They also have a dewy finish if you are more interested in something like that. But as you can see, I'm very much cake face right now, and it's very powdery. So once I'm done with my bronzer and everything else that I'm going to put on my face, then I will go in with my setting spray at the end of everything, and that will really just help it settle in and look more like skin rather than it looking like I'm a cake face. So that's just a brief little overview of how to apply foundation, how to blend it in, what to do, what kind of products to use. I'll link all those down in the description below for you guys. I hope you guys like this video. I hope it helps. What are your favorite foundations? Do you have anything that worked for you? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!